Hey guys, it's William. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you another amazing cheesecake recipe. We are going to make this time a super light and moussey, not very traditional kind of cheesecake, since it's going to be a ricotta cheesecake. And we are going to also make a wonderful and gorgeous grapefruit sauce between like jam and compote basically, and it will taste amazing. The two really complement each other, and as you will see, it is not that difficult. This recipe will take a bit more time than usual since we're gonna make everything homemade, but it's definitely worth it. So let's get right into it. Alright, so this video today is going to be divided into three parts. We are gonna first make, of course, the cookie base, which will be an amaretti cookie base, which is traditional and very authentic when it comes to ricotta cheesecake. And then I'm going to make, of course, the ricotta cheese layer for the cheesecake. Then we're gonna bake everything, and finally we'll make the grapefruit sauce once the cheesecake is in the oven. So let's get right into the first part of this video with the amaretti base. And I'm going to first of all separate one large egg, and I'm going to whisk my egg white with a little bit of salt until frothy and super moussey. Once you start to have bubbles, you're gonna add your sugar gradually as if you were making a meringue, and then you're gonna whip this for a few minutes. My meringue consistency is amazing, not too stiff since we don't have that much sugar in. And now we're gonna add all of the other ingredients and just mix basically with a spatula. So first of all, I'm going to add some ground almonds, very traditional when it comes to amaretti cookies. And then I'm going to add the remaining egg yolk as well as amaretto liqueur, which is basically almond liqueur. It's Italian and amazing. I love to bake with it. And I'm going to add quite a lot of it just to have that nice flavor. And finally, I'll mix everything with my spatula. As you can see, I'm using a regular cake pan, which is 20 centimeters, equals to 8 inches, and I actually buttered it and lined it with some parchment paper. I'm not using here a springform pan. You can definitely use one with a removable bottom. It is actually quite easier when it comes to cheesecake, but I'm used to making my cheesecakes in this cake pan, and I actually enjoy it that way. And as you will see, it won't be a disaster once we unmold the cheesecake. So don't be scared, you can use whatever you want anyway. And once I have spread my gorgeous layer of cake, I'm going to put everything in my preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 25 to 30 minutes or until golden brown. And then in the meantime, we can make the cheesecake batter. Time to take care of the cheesecake batter, and I'm first of all going to mix my cheeses together, and I'm going to use some ricotta cheese and some mascarpone cream cheese. Both are Italian and amazing, and I love them. It is quite a nice combination when it comes to the cheesecake since the ricotta adds a lightness and moussiness in the cheesecake, but the mascarpone cream cheese is super rich and fat and gives such a nice creaminess to the cheesecake. So I'm just going to mix the two together with my standing mixer, and then I will add some granulated sugar and mix once again. As you will see, I will add all of my ingredients one at a time, and all of these ingredients are at room temperature. It is quite important when it comes to making cheesecake so that your cheesecake doesn't crack and that you have a luscious and well combined preparation. Now I'm just going to add 5 large eggs. Yes, that's a lot. And I'm going to whisk slowly between each addition. This looks divine, so now I'm just going to add some vanilla extract. Quite a lot of it since I like my cheesecake very vanilla-y, but you can also add some lemon zest if you like. It's quite traditional to actually add it to this recipe, but I'm not going to do that because it is honestly something that I will never do when it comes to cheesecake. I just don't appreciate lemon cheesecake, to be honest. So today I'm keeping it very simple. At the same time, I'm also making a slurry, which is a mixture of cornstarch and water, and I'm just going to mix this together until I have a sort of a paste, and then I will add that to the cheesecake. This will thicken our preparation very nicely without any lumps. Amazing, already time to add the last and final ingredient, and of course I'm not making cheesecake without my crème fraîche in there, so I'm going to add it now. You can definitely use some sour cream if you're outside of France and cannot find or afford crème fraîche, since it can be quite expensive outside of France. So I'm just going to mix one last time, and then I will spread this gorgeous custard on top of our beautiful golden brown cookie base, and then we'll bake the cheesecake. Time to bake our cheesecake, and yes, I'm going to make a water bath because it's always the case when it comes to my cheesecake recipes. And don't be scared, it's not that difficult. You just have to find a larger baking dish and then add some boiling water into it, and it will definitely change the consistency of your cheesecake. So please try to do it. And then I'm going to put my cheesecake in my preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius. That's 350. And as soon as my cheesecake is in the oven, I'm going to reduce the temperature of the oven to 150 degrees Celsius. It is 300 in Fahrenheit, quite low. And I'm going to bake my cheesecake for about 60 to 90 minutes. You just want to have that nice flan consistency. So once you shake it, you should have a little bit of a jiggle, but not too much. It should be set on the sides, and then you are going to let it cool completely in your oven for about an hour or two with the oven off. And finally, I will let it cool completely overnight in the fridge, or at least 6 hours, just so that your cheesecake is completely set. It takes a bit of time and patience, but honestly, it's so worth it. While our cheesecake is cooling down, it is time to take care of the third and final part of this recipe, which is the grapefruit jam, compote, or sauce, whatever you want to call that. And I'm first of all going to remove all the flesh and the juices of our beautiful grapefruit and put everything in a cooking pot. To balance out the bitterness of the grapefruit, I'm going now to add some runny honey, and I will also add a bit of sugar. This will just make sure that our consistency and taste is really well rounded. And then I will also add some vanilla extract, as always, and put this on my stove and let it cook for about 10 minutes. It will reduce indeed and thicken, but not too much, since it's quite liquidy. And then we'll add some thickener. Time to make another slurry with the cornstarch and water combination, and I'm going to have the exact same paste that I put in the cheesecake. This time I'm going to put it in our sauce and let it cook for about 5 minutes. Make sure that you have some bubbles in your sauce so that your cornstarch actually sets and creates the right chemistry in the sauce basically. And then you will let this cool completely in a nice container for at least 2 to 3 hours in the fridge before using it and decorating the cheesecake. Time to unmold our beautiful cheesecake, which has set overnight. And as you can see, I'm using a piece of plastic wrap to protect the top of the cheesecake once I unmold it. And I remove the parchment paper just as well. And everything is fine and going very well. As you can see, this cheesecake is gorgeous. My final recommendation is just to add a lot of grapefruit sauce on top of your cheesecake. And as you can see, it is very jiggly and I just love that texture. It is because of the cornstarch in there. And then you just have to cut it, and as you will see, the texture is so light and moussey and amazing. And that's it. This is how I make my gorgeous ricotta cheesecake with grapefruit sauce. I actually shared a picture of this recipe on Instagram and people really went for it and really wanted the recipe. So now you have it in both French and English. It was quite a lot, to be honest, and I know that. It is quite a lengthy process of a recipe. but you just have to be a little bit patient and just do something else while everything is cooling or cooking or whatever. You can find the entire list of ingredients in the description box of this video, along with my social media, so Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel to help me grow and give this video a like and a comment. I'm always happy to respond and chat with you guys, and I will see you very soon for another amazing recipe. Bye!